Hey everybody, Big John back again. Got my garage all cleaned up. Well, it's not so much a garage as it is a barn. But I got it all cleaned up for the most part. If you remember my previous videos, this area right here where Duke's laying, you couldn't walk through it. There was just stuff piled everywhere. Oh, excuse me. Allergies. So, yeah, there's still a few things that I gotta, like, right in here. There's a pile over there. Stuff I gotta either haul out or find a home for. Just not sure yet. But, yep. Gonna be able to actually get something in here. Now this structure, this used to have, when I was a kid, if you can tell, this wooden wall, it used to have built-in grain bins in here. And you can still kind of see here, here, and back here where the dividers were. And it had a raised platform about right there. And me and my dad tore all that out just for extra space in here. We don't farm. But it makes a nice place to hang stuff. And this was attached to it. Made like a little cubby hole over here. And so for 15 or 20 years, it's probably been 20 years, that 2x6 is what holds that up, but it's not nailed to anything. It's just kind of in there. So you have to be kind of careful. You know it's like that. It's not a big deal. So, kind of a barn tour today. Got my radio, just some odd and end stuff up there, parts, little bench. My cabinet that I refinished. It's got all my chemicals and spray bottles and stuff in it. Bunch of funnels. Those valve covers have holes, the tops cut out of them for adjusting valves on a small block Chevy. And just my chainsaw, some extra lights. Chainsaw that I took two and made one out of. Some jacks, jack stands, handles. That stuff. There's some big bottles of weed killer and stuff down there. Battery charger, gas cans, ramps, some heavy duty jack stands. My fan that I made. These cabinets, I've got all kinds of, this one has all kinds of distributor parts, plug wires, carburetors, stuff like that in it. This one has all kinds of saw blades, grinding wheels, stuff like that. And that one's all power tools. This cabinet's all small block Chevy parts and manuals. And either shop manuals or owner's manuals for stuff. Anything like that. And small block Chevy parts. That's just got some odd end ratchet straps and CB parts and stuff like that. And then the drawers mostly zip ties and steel wool tape, stuff like that. Small parts in those bins. There's some hatchets up in there. A couple creepers, sledgehammers and mauls. One extra handle back in there. Cooler has just a bunch of extra rags in it that haven't been moved to the cart yet. So when I'm empty over there, I can get them out of here. Underneath that's a box that's just got a bunch of carpentry brackets and caulking and liquid nails and just all that kind of stuff down in there. Carpentry supplies, household supplies. That's my carpenter box. It was my dad's. Actually, I believe the bottom box down there was my dad's grandfather's. When they had a cattle farm, That's what he used as a medicine box didn't have a vets back in the day. You took care of it yourself. Dad's always used it as a carpentry box, and it's just what it is now too. All kinds of hand tools for carpentry work. And then I have that Kennedy box on top that some of the smaller stuff goes in. This is all stuff for the house. Just about all. Whether it be electrical, fixtures, switches, wiring, just anything, parts for the heaters, just anything for the house. 120-year-old farmhouse, so it needs worked on, plumbing, just anything like that. Some axes, roof jacks come along, tile probe, and then a couple of hand saws, and then some antique tools hanging down through there, and then some shovels, weed eater, chains, stuff like that back there. That's all just random nails and concrete form stakes. And that toolbox has a bunch of chain binders and stuff like that in it. Trash cans. Got my welding cart set up. Has all my welding and cutting torch stuff in it. Need to get a hook put on the back to hang my helmet on. That's all small block Chevy stuff. That's all extra tools, parts, a couple of big chainsaws, stuff like that. I do have more small block Chevy stuff to come over here to fill that out. And actually a lot of that, it's body panels and stuff like that doesn't weigh a whole lot, is going to go up there, because I already have some interior panels up there. Stuff that just doesn't weigh much, go up behind that grill. Yeah, it's what we use as a welding table at the moment. Just parts table in general. But it's got just a couple of old metal jacks or sawhorses and a thick piece of steel laid across. Tranny jack, 110 welder that needs a new gun, miter saw, all kinds of bungee cords, ratchet straps, balls, pins, C-clamps, all that kind of stuff down in there. An extra engine stand. Just some ramps and odd and end stuff. My wood stove that's not hooked up at the moment. Tiller. Extension ladder, a couple step ladders, hoses and extension cords. And then haven't done really anything with that corner yet. A couple of transmissions. And a bunch of trash. Still. But I got my bench pretty well cleared off. And my table pretty well cleared off. And from back here, it looks like a garage that's usable again. I do have a little hammer project coming up. I'm going through what hammers I actually want to keep in my cart and what ones I want to keep in my box, because I got a whole bunch of them and I don't need that many. And I keep a ball peen in about every vehicle. Right now I have all of those in here. And I want to keep one claw hammer in there just for grabbing and doing odd and end small projects around here. You know, I'm not all automotive. But then all those and a saw face and a couple rubber mallets up there. And here's my claw hammers that I found. These two were my dad's, his carpentry hammers. They live in the carpentry box. This is a 16-ounce Miller's Falls rip hammer with a smooth face. And this is a 24-ounce Vaughan 505 rip hammer with a milled face, and you can tell it's been used a lot. Those two kind of live in that carpenter box. If I'm actually doing a big carpentry project, that's what ones I go to. I did find this when I was cleaning up in here. It's a 20, I think it's a 20-ounce Vaughan 999 head, and it doesn't look all that bad. It's chewed up, so I think I might put that one in my box, in my cart, put a new handle in it, put that in there, clean it up. Or I might just put this one in there. This has been around here as long as I can remember. An old Estwing, real long, 22-ounce, I believe. If you, what does that say, 32-ounce, 22-ounce, I don't know. It's heavy, and it takes a toll on you to swing all day, but I've done it. That might just go in the box because it matches my favorite little drilling hammer, but we'll see. Found a couple broken hammer handles. One of them probably came out of that. Then I found a couple little, I have no idea the weight on this or on this little ball peen, if you can see how tiny that is. But I just thought one of those would be kind of neat for just a conversation piece. I don't know. And then I'm going to find I have a little ball peen around here that I am going to fix up and put a new handle in, because it's going to go up to my gunsmith room in the house. So keep watching for those videos. Thanks for watching.